Red Bull is on the verge of imploding, and within the coming months, everything could change for the current world champions, as the legendary Formula One designer Adrian Newey is rumoured to desire to quit Red Bull and might make a stunning transfer to a rival team. And this decision will send shockwaves throughout the team, with further departures not excluded. Throughout their incredible lifetime, Newey F1 cars have won a total of 25 drivers and constructors titles across 3 different teams. He joined Red Bull Racing from McLaren in 2006 and has subsequently taken on a variety of tasks, including involvement in non-F1 initiatives. He is now the team's chief technology officer. However, Newey's position on the team has been questionable for some time, first because he looked to be at risk of Red Bull dropping him, and more recently because of the incident involving the team's leader, Christian Horner. According to sources originating in Germany's Automotor and Sport, and confirmed by the BBC, which were the first to break the Hamilton news a couple of months ago, Newey has opted to quit Red Bull after 2 decades as the team's mainstay designer, where he was vital in building the cars that catapulted Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen to 7 Drivers' World Championships and 6 Constructors' Crowns. Despite only signing a new Red Bull contract last year, Newey's future with the Milton Keynes club has been the subject of much debate in recent weeks. The revelation comes as a significant blow to Red Bull, which is now cruising to another world title with Verstappen and its superior RB20. When questioned, a Red Bull official stated, "Adrian is contracted until at least the end of 2025, and we are unaware of him joining any other team." Though that gives some wiggle room for Newey to depart or even alert senior people at Red Bull of his plan to do so, it is an intriguing particular reference to the length of Newey's contract and the possibility of his transferring to a competitor. To continue in F1 and prepare for new car rules in 2026, Newey would need to negotiate a shorter term of gardening leave that lets him to work for another team the next year. Red Bull says that will not be achievable, and confirming that Newey's contract runs until at least the end of 2025 implies that there are mechanisms in his contract that could prevent him from working elsewhere for even longer. For example, if the end of 2025 is the earliest that a period of gardening leave can begin, he won't be able to start working for another team until 2027. However, it is unlikely that Red Bull could do much to prevent Newey from retiring. So, where is this all coming from? Newey is said to be dissatisfied with the situation around Horner, who has been in the limelight for months following charges made by a female member of staff. Red Bull's parent company launched an inquiry following allegations that Horner was improper and domineering towards a lady who worked for him. After its conclusion, Red Bull GmbH announced that the grievance had been rejected, and Horner remained in his post. However, top F1 officials, others in the paddock, and many fans are concerned about how Red Bull has handled the problem. Privately, Newey is thought to have had his own concerns, and this appears to have played a crucial role in choosing whether he wants to remain a long-term member of the squad. It hasn't helped that since the Horner charges surfaced, a deep-seated Red Bull power struggle has been publicly revealed. Horner has clashed with Jos Verstappen, the father of Red Bull's top driver Max Verstappen, and has had disagreements with Red Bull racing advisor Helmut Marko, who has essentially managed the team with Horner from its founding. Marko is a significant figure for the Verstappens, and it has been suggested on several occasions that Horner's Milton Keynes side of Red Bull was attempting to force him out. Verstappen is still under contract with the team until the end of 2028, but he has made it plain in recent weeks that his future with the team is strongly dependent on all of the pillars of its success being in place. Max Verstappen said, "For me, it is very important that calm reigns in the team and that everyone concentrates on the single-seater and on the performances. Now I feel that the situation is calmer than at the beginning of the season." The Dutchman is rumoured to have an escape provision in his contract in the event that Marko departs the company, but it is unclear whether he has a similar option if Newey goes. Beyond that, Red Bull is seeking greater authority in Austria, led by Oliver Mintzlaff, and there is a possibility of a dispute between the leadership there and Red Bull's Thai co-owner, who supports Horner. Newey, who is naturally apolitical, has long been considered to be unconcerned with such manipulations, and his main fear is that the team's division into factions would restrict its competitive potential at a time when Newey has less of a personal desire to stay at Red Bull than ever. Newey is the single most crucial signing in Red Bull's history, and Horner played a vital role in making it happen. Newey stated in his biography that he and Horner had the same team philosophy, and it has long been assumed that Horner was instrumental in keeping Newey happy and involved with the F1 squad. That entailed providing him the freedom to explore other projects and be as active as he desired on his own terms. However, it has lately been speculated that Newey may feel as if he is being eased out, potentially to retain Ferrari target and Red Bull technical director Pierre Weich on board for the long term. Red Bull's technological organization has evolved throughout time, owing in large part to Newey's changing role. Horner moved Weich to technical director, making him a more visible spokesman, and emphasized Weich's ability to lead a team that is not only dependent on Newey's intellect. Horner had even described it as a machine that allowed Newey to go in and out whenever he liked. Privately, Newey is said to have believed he was far more influential than he was given credit for. Assuming Newey does not want to retire, he would be eagerly sought after by other Formula One teams. Newey has previously been linked to Ferrari and Aston Martin in recent months. Ferrari is aggressively pursuing an end to its lengthy title drought and has signed Lewis Hamilton from Mercedes to join Charles Leclerc in 2025. Newey has publicly regretted not having worked with Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. A transfer to Maranello would fulfill two of those requirements in one fell swoop beginning in 2025, after previously rejecting overtures from Ferrari. However, Ferrari has been associated with Weich since last year, and team head Fred Vasseur is said to be still interested. Early in the previous year, there were rumours that Weich and Enrico Balbo, the head of aerodynamics, were possible targets for Ferrari. Horner put an end to such rumours, stating that he had spoken with both men and they were satisfied. Meanwhile, another of Newey's borderline regrets, not working with Alonso, could be addressed with a move to the ambitious Aston Martin, which has freely spent money to assemble a powerhouse technical team and will take over Red Bull's works Honda engine deal for 2026, with Alonso signed up for the first year of the new rules and thereafter. Moving to Aston would allow Newey to remain in the UK, which appears to tick several boxes. Aston has denied making Newey an offer to join Lawrence Stroll's ambitious business. It stated that it was happy with its present technological framework. Dan Fallows, one of Newey's earlier protégés, is Aston Martin's technical director, and putting him back in Newey's shadow may be best avoided, especially because longtime Team Silverstone member Andrew Green already holds the position of Chief Technical Officer. Aston has just hired Bob Bell, a long-time Renault employee, as executive director to successfully supervise its 2026 car project. Where Newey slots in may be less important than Aston Martin having the opportunity to get him, so it may be a matter of signing him and figuring out a framework afterward. If this happens, where does it leave Red Bull? Since the Horner controversy broke earlier this year, it has been evident that Red Bull's split leadership has left competitors craving blood. Mercedes chief Toto Wolff has sought to flirt with the Verstappens at every opportunity, publicly claiming that Max may be tempted to leave if Red Bull implodes. The most severe threat to Verstappen's position at Red Bull appeared to be Marco's departure, as Verstappen made it obvious that his own future was inextricably linked to the Austrian. However, Verstappen insisted that Red Bull's essential pillars remain in place, and Newey must be regarded one of them, though the Verstappen camp may believe Weich is the more important technical figure. If Weich remains of interest to Ferrari and talk lingers that he may potentially transfer there, Red Bull may see all of its significant assets leaving. Furthermore, Newey's departure may cause others on the squad to wonder their future. Even if it was just Newey who went, forced through the exit door by a variety of causes that left him believing Red Bull Racing is no longer what it once was, it would still be Newey who is departing. Few people have had his influence, and even fewer have maintained it for this long. There's a reason why he's usually considered as the best F1 designer ever. Losing that alone would be enough for this team to no longer be Red Bull as we know it. What do you think? Will this news become reality in the coming weeks or months? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.